name up in lights. Don Miller is live every Thursday night. He's bold, he's real, no filters, no shade. When hits the mic, the truth gets laid. Don's in the building, his swag so tight. Check your feelings, he's exposing all the lies. Every Thursday at 8, his voice takes the stage. The man's got soul like a record with age.
I don't know what that little noise you just made. It's the Don Miller Show. Hey, I don't open up that slow. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thursday night, the Don Miller Show live. Broadcasting live. I'm not one of them cut and clip podcasts where they get to the guy, come back Wednesday and get it. I am live. You're going to be able to call me tonight. That's how live I am. So listen, if you scared, get a Rottweiler or turn to something else. Hey, everybody, this is Don Miller Thursday night. Head over to thedonmillershow.com. Check out our merchandise. We got some great stuff. All the T-shirts you see me wear, you will see there. You can get mugs or whatever you need over there. Also, subscribe and like. They keep telling me to subscribe and like. I got to keep saying that. Subscribe and like. Tell your friends about this broadcast. I'm so excited to be here. Thursday night, I'm not going to talk real fast, but I'm going to talk kind of fast. But I got a guest, one of my favorite guests. I've been saying this for many years. One of the favorite guests of not only me, but many of the listeners who continue to ask for him. He is currently, again, running for the United States Congress. If you live in the area, I'll let him tell you about it. We got to support him. He is a wonderful, wonderful brother, a wonderful man of God, and he is in the studio, Dr. White. Hey, Doc.
Hey, man. Glad to be here. Man, I like that theme music.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Makes me want to step.
That's you are a stepper, aren't you?
Absolutely.
That is courtesy of the little white lady up in there. Shout out to Amber Cuccia at Amber Cuccia Designs. Head over to Amber Cuccia Designs. She can do it all. She has now officially become the executive producer of the Don Miller Show. When she ain't chasing around little white insurgents, well, mulatto mixed insurgents. I'm sorry, that's inappropriate, but I love her. And she's the best, and she's so wonderful to this broadcast and such a great part of it. Shout out to Phil, the podcast doctor.
Yo.
What up, baby boy?
How's it going?
Man, so look, we got Dr. White here, so you know the conversation is going to go somewhere. It's going to be amazing. Shout out to Jemiah, who's sitting in the daggone studio. Y'all remember Jemiah, the little intern from the Don Miller Show?
I don't have her camera on, but she's there.
But she never did her job none of the time she was there. Okay, but she's all right with me. Okay, I love Jemiah. She's special. Listen, thank you so much again, everybody. Phil, slow down. You too many people hitting us up. I like to shout people back out. Is it any way we can start from the bottom with these names and heys?
Oh, Lord. All right.
No, we don't have to. But hey to all y'all. LaTanya Gibson, what's up? How you doing? Man, I thank you guys so much. David Hunt, I love you, bro. David's my friend. Hey, thank you so much, man, to all of the people who continue to support me in the midst of me being canceled by a bunch of people. And I'm telling you right now, you ain't done shit if you ain't been canceled. Oops.
Talk to me.
Huh?
That's it.
Huh? Listen, let me just say this, right? Shout out to Betty Kibble in beautiful Cleveland. She said, yay, Dr. White. She's a great fan of Dr. White. She is from 35th and Stateway Gardens. Okay.
Chicago.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Again, we got a lot to get to. I want to start real quick. Please subscribe and like, and also head over to the store. We got some great merchandise, and we really appreciate your support. Now, let me just get to this. I am tired of these wannabe in the mix Negroes who continue to engage in Negro nanigans. So here we go with a dread Negro who just won Country Music Song of the Year. I think this was these people trying to throw this dude a bone because maybe they say Beyonce got sideswiped or whatever, okay? I didn't think Beyonce was a good country music singer, nor do I think this clown is, right? And let me just say this. I enjoy country music for real. Anybody knows me know that I listen to country music. I go back to Charlie Pride, to Waylon Jennings, to Willie Nelson. Yes or no? Am I right, Doc?
Absolutely.
Okay, country music. We go back way back. This guy's, it's not country music. I don't know what it is, but it's not country music. So anyway, this guy, Shabuzi. Now,
Shabuzi.
Shabuzi, that's his name. came out the other day. His really name is Colin Shabuz. He's a Nigerian from Virginia.
I see.
Whose family came here from Nigeria. And for the people that I know that knew his family talked about his dad, a Nigerian, always having cowboy boots and cowboy hats. We call that someone a Nigerian or anybody from somewhere else coming to this country and attached to. There's a wonderful book out that I've read twice called Moving Toward Whiteness. And it talks about the immigrants who come to this country and who oftentimes want to move toward whiteness at an amazing rate. So here's this young guy who gets this award, Shabuzi, and look, congratulations to Shabuzi. Congratulations, Colin, okay? But apparently they gave Colin the talking points, and he didn't read enough. So these people are getting on the stage and they're attacking other people who have different opinions than them. They went after the young rapper lady. What's her name, Phil?
Nicki
Minaj the other day. Same thing. They attacked her. And so this guy comes on the stage and his skin is dark as this. That's why I wore this black shirt, because this is a black ass dude, right?
Okay.
His skin is black as this shirt. And he says something so offensive that he had to come back and apologize. Play that.
And the last thing I want to say, immigrants built this country, literally. So this is for them, for all children
stop
of
right
immigrants.
there. Stop. He has nothing else he's got to say. Because guess what, sir? Immigrants did not build this country.
Absolutely, they didn't. I mean, immigrants may have benefited, but the people who built this country were African slaves.
Okay, now let me say this. There would be no Chase Manhattan. There would be no Chase Bank. There would be many of these multinational corporations were built on the back of slaves.
Even the city of Washington, D.C. was designed by Benjamin Banneker. That's a black man.
Absolutely.
All right. Former slave.
Absolutely.
All right. African Americans worked over 400 years free or little labor. They laid the foundation. And we were not immigrants.
Right.
We didn't come here voluntarily.
Right.
We were kidnapped. So now when he talks about other people coming in as immigrants and building this country, he doesn't know his history. He doesn't have his facts, and he needs to shut up, because he's doing a disservice, and he is doing nothing more than following the racist script
that they gave him.
That the political elite has given to him.
And let me just say this, right? And to my friends of Italian descent who came here through Ellis Island the right way, who helped build this country.
Yeah.
We're not taking a shot at anybody. To all of those people whose families came from somewhere else and came the right way, this is a shot at them too. Because if you're trying to support illegal immigration, son, do your homework.
Yeah.
Illegal immigration did not build this country.
Yeah.
Okay? Legal immigrants who came in the 1900s and all the way up, right? But they're the basis of the wealth and the riches in this country came on the backs of black people.
Absolutely.
And you a damn fool to let them give you a script to get up there and say that. And then President Trump a few years ago, let's see what he had to say.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation. We all built it, but you were such a massive part of it. Bigger than you were given credit for. Does that make sense?
Thank you so much, Phil. Pause that.
Yeah. Even the White House where he lives.
Right.
The Capitol.
Right.
All right.
Right.
All those great monuments built by Africans. All right, slaves. And the thing about it with this West African is really saying, he's calling for an open door policy, as if no one has the right to say you can't come in.
Right.
He has ignored the fact that this is a sovereign country, and that we have rules and regulations that must be followed.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was so hypocritical.
Yeah.
It's that Nigeria itself is going through an immigration issue where they have locked their walls to their own neighbors.
Yes. Yes.
This
is what happens, I think. Here's a kid, and from what I understand, and I got very, very good understanding of this, he grew up around white people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't get on a stage and let the people who are running the cabal, okay, let's be clear, who have told you we're putting you on, and you get on the stage And then he had to come out and apologize. And guess what? Can I say something, Doc? I don't accept his apology.
I don't either.
Okay? Because let me tell you, at what point do we say enough's enough? Okay? We've been canceling. They've been canceling people forever. We got to cancel some of these people.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a disservice what he has done.
Absolutely.
I mean, he is creating a storyline that many people will believe and follow that's going to cause more problems and corruption within our society. So therefore, if he doesn't know his history, doesn't do his reading, he shouldn't say anything.
Absolutely.
All right. In fact, Idi Amin used to say, if you don't know nothing, just grunt.
And Doc, think about this. Here's a guy who don't even know who his audience is. If you understand the people who listen to country music, the number is anti-illegal immigration is overwhelming,
Absolutely.
right? So he don't even know his audience. He's just a pawn in a situation. Young fella, you need a mentor, man, because you don't even know who your audience is.
Those guys and people like him, he is more interested in rubbing elbows, all right, with a liberal group who really cares nothing about the interest of his own community.
Right.
So they will feed him anything, and he is so happy to get that garbage that when he speaks, he's really speaking vomit. All right, to the American people.
It was just, and look, and I'm just saying this, a lot of people are like, well, Black Lives Matter came out. We don't care about Black Lives Matter.
It's
we
dead
know,
now anyway.
Right, huh?
It's gone.
Yeah, Black Lives Matter, that's Black Lives Marketing. That's a non-existent organization. It was never a real organization. It was a money grab.
Absolutely.
It was a giant, maybe one of the greatest money grabs with black faces of all time.
It had a good 5-year run. That's
Absolutely.
it.
So my concern here is that somebody had to get to him, and he made an apology. I'm not going to put his apology up because I am tired of people in positions like that who don't look at the script and say, hey, can I ask a question about this? People have given me scripts, and I've been like, no, I ain't reading that. Nope, I'm not reading that. You can't, son. But this is Hollywood. This elite crowd of dirties who are it's cultish. And he ran up on the stage and said what they told him to say. Dressed like a clown. Definitely didn't look like a country music artist. No. But it's like it's not country music. And so, son, listen. I'm telling you right now. You need to go back to Virginia. To your elitist Nigerian parents who have significant disdain oftentimes.
He needs to go back to Nigeria and learn something.
He needs to go back to Nigeria and learn what's happening in his land.
That's what I mean. Right now, Nigerians are telling South Africans to leave.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yes.
And he's here saying that, we should have an open door policy.
Ain't it amazing? Because he doesn't know from whence he's come.
Yeah.
Okay? And so shame on you. And I want to turn the corner on this real quick because someone stopped me the other day and wanted to know my opinion. Governor Ron DeSantis, as of tomorrow, has changed the DMV, the entire driver's license program in Florida, beginning Friday, February 6th. All driver's license knowledge and skills examinations will be administered exclusively in English. The change applies to all driver's license classifications, including exams administered orally. Yay! There are people, Doc, who are saying this is not right.
That is crazy in itself. I'm a resident as well of Brazil.
Yes.
And when I got my license there, I had to read it, take the test in Portuguese. They did not give me any benefits of saying that, you can do it in English, Dr. White. They argued and said that I live in their country. This is their language. This is their culture. If I don't like it, I can leave. I have to follow suit. So when people say that, it should be in any language, Spanish, French, Wolof, they're out of their mind.
Listen, Phil, you said something really interesting before the show and your thoughts on this. Can you repeat that?
All the signs are in English.
Right.
Yeah.
Every sign on the street is in English. It's like we have been catering to these people for so long, Doc. It's becoming a problem for me. And thank you, Mr. Governor. It's just amazing. Anywhere I've been, they don't have this, Doc. You've been to other countries.
Absolutely.
There's not if the basis or there's a strong English element to the nation in which you're in. Every sign may be in a different language.
The problem is that when you have this type of element taking place, you're creating a sub-permanent culture, all right, whereby ultimately that culture will soon become dominant. Like if you go certain places now in Miami, certain places in New York, certain places even in Chicago, if you're not speaking Spanish, you're looked upon as being an outsider and not wanted, even though this is your country.
Right.
And we cannot have that.
No, we
because
can't.
I mean, like it or not, English is the fabric language of this country. That's it.
You know, and it's amazing. And so I'm looking at all these people who are saying the governor is racist for doing this. And my concern, Doc, is when did the illegal it's like they brought this illegal immigration conversation, and they always have to co-opt the Negro. So, we got to get the Negroes on board, right? It's like they say that in the back room, not publicly, and I say Negro.
They say it in public now.
Okay, I know, right? We got to get black people on board. It was the LGBT first.
Absolutely.
The gay guy said to me long time, years ago, that the struggle of the LGBT was the same struggle that black people had in civil rights. I said, if you don't sit your sissy ass down somewhere, oops, that was inappropriate. But the point I make is...
No, you say sissy, it's okay.
Okay, the point I make is this, right? It's like we got to get the black people on board, okay? It brings some kind of legitimacy. Why are there black people out here engaged in this conversation, Doc? It has to baffle you.
It does. I mean, they need to get the black people because the black people have the resiliency, the strength, the organizational power. However, they have to understand that their struggle is not our struggle. All right, we have our own interest. And for so long, they have believed this concept that, well, if it's discriminatory, it means that it's also affecting you. If it's racism, it's also affecting you. They don't understand that African Americans who have struggled in this country for so many years had to do it by themselves. And when they reached out to other people, they couldn't be found. So now the black man is saying, no, I'm sorry, baby, it's on you.
And I'm loving it because if you go look at the civil rights bill that was signed by Lyndon Baines Johnson,
Yes.
it is amazing how the LGBT and many of these other groups have chopped away at it in such a way that now it's more about transgenderism and these nonsensical situations than it is about absolutely who it was written for.
Yeah. Listen, I even got mad years ago at my own brothers who are Muslims, all right? Some of the Arab brothers. And they were saying, you know, the Arab community, we're the new black. I said, hell, you're not. All right? I don't remember any Arabs being lynched, any of their homes being firebombed, any of their women being raped, any of their pregnant daughters having their stomach open up and bringing a baby out and stomped. All right? But they do understand one thing. If you can get the African American with them, then they win. Because they can't do it by themselves. Because why? They don't have the resiliency. They don't have the strength. They don't have the courage that the African American has.
You know, and it's amazing because I got to tell you, I'm excited to watch black people push back on this illegal immigration conversation. And they've been trying so hard to lure black people in, but they're like, nope, we're not in this. And it's amazing to me because illegal immigration directly affects the wages of poor blacks and poor whites in this country.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the white community in mass, except for the woke whites, the weirdos, have always said, stand back on it, correct?
Right.
And now I'm just glad that black people have realized how long they've been played. Illegal immigration is a problem for America. And it's amazing because I was talking to someone the other day about the shooting of the fake activist, the actorvist, Mr. Preddy, who got shot after he had gotten away with something that I'd have been shot a week prior for. And they were like, oh, down with ICE, down with ICE. First of all, it wasn't ICE who shot him. It was Border Patrols because they were able to come off the border now because the border is secure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be clear, right?
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, these people like Preddy and some of these other white people, these woke whites, are very comfortable in their skin. I saw a video the other day of some white people that were calling. I'm going to get to that video at some point in the show. It's just amazing to me that there's still this push. And I want to spend some time.
I want to back up just one second. I mean, one of the things that I saw the other day, Brother Don, is that as I was driving, and I saw some construction workers, and I looked with amazement. Guess what? The majority of them were black.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, a few months ago,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have seen it. Construction workers, road workers. You know, it's
No, I'm telling you, it happened to me the other day. I can't remember where I was. They're building a new extension onto a hospital, and it was black and white guys.
Yeah.
And I stopped, and I was like, I got out of the car because I was going to the gas station, and I just stood, black and white guys. I'm like, whoa, Phil, you know how unusual that has been.
Yeah.
Right? And they were all working together. You guy had a boom box, and they were just working, right?
That's right.
And I remember when it was none of that.
Yeah.
Okay? And of course, now you got to pay a real wage if it's us. If it's
Absolutely.
American citizens.
That's it.
Okay? When I say us, I mean American citizens. Right. Okay? You can't pay a short money wage to the Gonzalez brothers. Okay? Because they didn't come in here the right way.
Absolutely.
Okay? And so I'm excited that people have stood down. I'm really excited that the border has finally been locked down because the number of people coming in with ill will, Doc, was, you know, and I know.
It got to be said again is that we're not against immigration.
No.
All right?
No.
We want legal immigration.
Right.
And a type of immigration that would enhance
Right.
the American population
Absolutely.
in the country.
And illegal. I mean, legal immigration has enhanced the population of America for years, many years, right?
Yeah.
I'm just concerned that we are in a situation where the Democrats need votes. Because if you go back and you look at 20 years ago when the Democrats were saying we need a wall, we need to get them out of here.
Yeah.
When Hillary and Bill and Chuck, and they were all like, we need a wall. We got to get them out of here. They didn't need them then. Now this is the great replacement.
Absolutely.
Okay? This is all about votes. And any of these people who can be on a path to citizenship and voter ID or whatever, and identification, they're going to support whatever party blesses them with that.
I mean, to be honest with you, the Democrats and their crew, they have argued since the 1980s and the 1990s that the African American was obsolete. All right?
Absolutely. Not argued, they have treated.
That's right.
Yes.
They're only there for a small purpose. And once they can get them out the way, we will replace them with the brown and the yellow fella. All right? That's our new group.
You know, it's amazing because
And it's sad that the Black Caucus and other groups like that refuse to say these things.
the Black Caucus is a joke right now, and it's an embarrassment. The average age in the Black Caucus, they all should be gone.
Absolutely.
So the big conversation right now, everybody's talking about the SAVE Act, Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act, and people are against it. Which is basically says you have to prove that you're a citizen when you receive a voter registration card.
Yeah.
Doc, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, to even to pay your own bill,
Yes.
you have to show identification.
Right.
All right. To get on a plane, you have to show identification.
Yes.
What is wrong with that? I mean, the whole concept of the people who don't like it is because they're still dealing with criminality. They're still dealing with some type of mob mentality, whereby they're going to get people to vote even if they're not eligible.
Right.
All right?
And again, so the SAVE Act, there are people saying the SAVE Act is wrong. I got to play this clip of Chuck Schumer. Go ahead, Phil.
Oh,
It has nothing to do with protecting our elections and everything to do with federalizing voter suppression. The SAVE Act is nothing more than Jim Crow 2.0. If the SAVE Act were to become law, online registration by mail, and registration drives would become a thing of the past.
Stop it right there.
He's one of the biggest-
Stop it right there,
Not
Phil.
have access to you.
Phil. See how he See what he did?
Yeah.
Jim Crow.
Jim Crow.
Huh? Okay? That's signaling. That's code
Absolutely.
talk. Signaling. Oh, they black people.
Emotional talk.
Huh?
Emotional
Jim Crow.
talk.
Why did he have to say Jim Crow? For those who don't know what Jim Crow is, if you're sitting or got your device in your hand, Google Jim Crow, right? Jim Crow is 100% synonymous with the Negro struggle.
Absolutely.
So he had to put Jim Crow in here to what black people, you better pay attention.
I don't even know why anybody would listen to this guy. He is one of the most corrupt senators that we have.
Yes.
He has taken more foreign money than you can imagine.
Yes.
All right. And he's out. You could buy him.
Right.
He's already been sold.
Yes.
And
the Democrats are done with him. This is why he's pushing this angle so much.
Yeah.
You know, they feel that he sold them down the road a few cycles ago. My concern is, right, under any other circumstances, black people, you would have been mad at him mentioning Jim Crow in this situation.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
What do you mean this is Jim Crow, sir? Want to talk about Jim Crow? Want to talk about Bull Connor in Montgomery, Alabama?
Absolutely.
Okay. Want to talk about Jim Stennis in Mississippi? Or let's have this conversation.
Restrictive codes.
Yes.
And covenants in Chicago.
Absolutely. You know what I'm talking about? Robert Byrd from West Virginia? You want to talk about Jim Crow? So that's what you're telling us, that we're telling people who are in this country illegally, illegally, might I add. So you get ready to compare that?
He's talking to the black community in codes as if we don't have any sense.
Absolutely.
All right, as if we're ignorant.
Yes.
As if we're going to say, oh, anyone who is getting a little bit treatment here or there, they are being treated like us historically.
Right.
And that is wrong. I mean, that tells me that he has no respect for African American people, their history, their culture, and most of all, their struggle in this country. All right, because he has just cheapened it.
Yes.
In reference to the illegal immigrant issue.
And I want to listen. When I heard that, Phil, you got this old ass white guy who has a history of shady dealings.
Absolutely.
I didn't say this. You can go find this yourself, right? And they're saying that people should be able to vote in this country, to cast a ballot without ID. Do you know how much stuff you cannot do in this country without ID?
You know,
You can't sign a lease.
Can't do nothing.
You can't buy a pack of Bisson and Hedges 100s if they still sell them, right? You can't do nothing.
You can't buy Tylenol.
Right. So we're saying that you should be able to do something as important in this country as to cast a ballot without identification. And then they hit you with the curveball. This is going to disenfranchise black people. Because initially in 2002, I think it was, when this first act came up, the only two senators who voted against it was Hillary and this clown, right?
Right.
The whole conversation that offended me, and I got into a real bad conversation, and I may have said something really terrible to a person, when a lady running for office said to me, "Don't you care that black people won't be able to vote?" Ma'am, everybody I know black got ID.
Absolutely.
I don't know a black person without ID. Right. First of all, in most cities, you get arrested without having ID.
In fact, about it, let's be truthful.
Yeah.
In this day and time, you can't even find a black person who says they have been suppressed.
Right.
In reference to voting.
Absolutely.
It's not happening.
No.
Because as you stated, we have
right.
identification.
Right.
We're either a member of one of the parties.
Yes.
And we go out. We have the largest block of voters that is consistent in the United States to any other group.
Yes.
All right. So this guy, again, he's focusing on the emotionalism.
Yeah, 100%.
Trying to get people caught up in this, oh, wow, they're being treated like we were. And that's not the case.
You know,
and also remember, we're both from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Years ago, they used to make fun of Richard Daley Sr. Because he used to say, well, a lot of even dead people vote in Chicago.
Right.
And the whole country was against it.
Right.
Now, it's very interesting.
Right.
They want to follow that, all right? Yeah. And they want everybody to vote if they have ID or not.
They called Richard Daley the old man.
That's right.
Okay? They say he was the biggest crook in America. because of the machine, the Chicago machine. There's a great book out there called Boss by
Yes.
Mike Royko.
Very good
It should
book.
be required reading if you are interested in political science. Boss by Mike Royko.
Absolutely.
Again, books don't bite, right? And they called him all kind of names. And now we're at a time where there's nothing I can't really think of more important than the fabric of this country, than the ability to go to a polling place and pick whoever you want to pick.
Yes.
And you're saying that you should be able to do that without identifying yourself? No, this is about the Democrats looking at the future of the Democratic Party.
Yes, because it's dying. I mean,
Yes.
you let people into the country illegally.
Right.
You give them so much money. You give them housing. You give them benefits that you say, vote for me. All right? Go to the polls. Who did this for you? The Democrats.
Right. And that's who they're going to vote for. And I am saying that if you have someone who, if your representative, especially if you look like me and Dr. White, if your representative is telling you that this is okay, like goofball ass Maxwell Frost, he's such
he's
a
an idiot.
goofball.
You know, he said he got hit the other night. You know, but you and I know fighting.
I think that's Jesse Smollett talking. That's a Jesse Smollett. I think that's a Jesse
Absolutely.
Smollett move.
You know, I didn't see no marks on his
I
face.
think that's a Jesse
All right.
Smollett.
No
Oh,
black
no.
eye, no
Right now.
bloody nose.
Come
no,
on.
no
I said what I
busted lip.
said. I said what I said.
All right.
Okay, I'm telling you what I said. And look,
I'm with you.
Okay, again, there are 36 states that require ID, 24 photo ID, 12 more probably something with your name on it. But voter ID should be mandatory across this country. Because if you can't get on an airplane, you can't get on a Greyhound bus
Can't do anything
without ID. You can't get on Amtrak.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do without ID.
The question: what is wrong with having an ID?
Nothing. No, I don't get it. But I know why this push is, because they need to hold their party, and they're looking at the future of their party. And black people are moving away quietly from their party. Black people ain't going to tell you because they don't want to be treated like Don Miller get treated, right? And all I'm saying is that this is what this is about. So when I'm looking at people telling people that, especially Chuck Schumer talking about Jim Crow, man, every black person in the country should have got mad. But again, guess what? When you're owned, sometimes you can attach yourself to your oppressor for so much that you don't even know. But
It's so interesting. I mean, if he is really concerned, why didn't he use another organization, another group of people?
right,
All right. Why didn't he talk about, you know, the Jewish mistreatment? I think he's Jewish.
right.
All right. Or the mistreatment of other people, but he used African
He
Americans.
said Jim Crow.
Jim Crow.
Right.
Because he knows the emotion.
Yes, and black people are emotional, not
When it comes-
informational.
When it comes down to Jim Crow.
It comes down to Jim Crow.
Segregation.
We rise up, and this is how they've gotten us. And my thing is, I go back to Stephen Biko, one of the greatest quotes by Stephen Biko.
South African.
Okay, the greatest weapon of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed.
That's deep. That is deep.
When you get in your head, they're in your head. And I just want people to stand down and not get drawn into this. We cannot trust these people. We cannot trust them. And I go back eloquently to Malcolm, who stood firmly on his position, that beware of white liberals.
Yeah.
And he laid it out more than 50, almost 60 years ago.
In fact, he called them wolves with dripping blood from their mouths.
Yes, and we see it today, and we see it at a level that we all should be very uncomfortable with. Man, Doc, I'm so glad to have you here. Doc, let's talk a little bit about your race. You are currently running for Congress. Tell us about it.
Oh, man, it's going great. You know, in the last several weeks, we were on Instagram, you know, Dr. V. Issa White, and we have over 1.5 million viewers.
Great.
And the point now is that the country is listening to us. You know, we're running as Republicans, but we're running on our interest. We're calling a spade a spade. We're focusing on the great unemployment we have that's taking place in the country. We're focusing on the 8 million people who are homeless in this country.
Right.
We're focusing on black and brown and white kids in our own district. Over last year, over 5,000 were missed in this district alone. And no one is saying anything about it.
So
you know?
they can tell them the website, how they can go and check out what you're doing.
Well, if they want our website, they can go to visawhite for Congress.com,
Right.
or they can go to visawhite for visawhite and Instagram.
Can you put that up, Phil? Right there, okay? Dr. Visa White on Instagram. Go to the
follow
website.
us because we don't have major.
This is
contributors. Grassroots.
Yeah,
We're the only true grassroots movement in the country.
You know what's amazing too, because when you see a conservative that has to go grassroots, you always should just wait a minute. What is this about? Doc, you know how I feel about you. I've known you a long time. You have always stood true to what you believe. You have not deviated from the conversation. You've been attacked consistently over and over again by people who look like you.
Absolutely.
And so I'm just saying, you got a great book out there. Tell them about the book, Doc.
Blacklisted, The Price for Speaking Truth. And that's a very important book because if we speak truth, the major theme in that book is they hit us four ways. And that is they would try to destroy our character. Secondly, they try to destroy our monetary base, job or business. Thirdly, trumped up charges against you to bring you in jail. And fourth, if that doesn't work, they will outright kill you. That's the state that we live in right now. But we got to have people like ourselves who's willing to test those limits, who's willing to die for truth, because that's the only way we're going to save and change America. Blacklisted. You can get it at Amazon.com or any place they sell real books.
All right. It's a real book, Doc. I read
Absolutely.
it. Dr. White, I appreciate you joining me, man. Just so much to talk about. You ever have that friend when he comes over, you guys just want to sit down and just keep talking? And Phil, that's how I am. You know that, Phil. Of
course.
And Amber with Dr. White. I saw something, Dr. White, and I want to know if you can make sense of this. As a professor, a scholar, you've taught at some of the greatest universities in this country. You've lectured all over the world. I want to know if you can make sense of this. Just the other day, I saw a black gentleman working his government job as an ICE agent being approached and, quite frankly, verbally attacked by some white liberals who felt comfortable calling him the N-word. Check this out.
Energy, like we should rip people apart from their families.
Are you a man?
Wow. Wow, is that a question?
Wow.
Okay. How do you feel about ripping people from their families? Does that feel good?
Sir, I need to move.
You're working for the fucking KKK? What the fuck's wrong with you people? Why are you calling a woman a man? I mean, what kind of a guy does that?
So they stop, Phil. So they called him a house nigger first. And when he asked the question to the tranny, "Are you a man?" Right? The tranny gets, "Oh, how dare you!" See, this is listen to me. I am anti-transgender. Cancel me today. You cancel me right now because that's mental illness. Yeah. So Phil, he now all of a sudden he's a house nigger.
You know, I tell you something, Brother Don. No white person in this country has the qualifications to call any black a house nigger.
Absolutely.
Right? I may disagree with that brother or that sister.
Right.
But you don't have the right to say this.
But, Doc, this is where they are now.
All right.
This is how weird this movement has become. They were quite comfortable, Phil, calling that black man, because of the job he's doing, a house in.
Well, he's lucky it wasn't me. You know what?
You'd have lost your job?
I would have lost our job.
Yeah, but let me just say this. And of course, that was in Minnesota. It's probably the 7th or 8th whitest place you're going to go. Yeah. And the mindset of Minnesota is pretty much attached to the weird no balls Walls, the governor, who's a weirdo. Yeah. And these people have really, really, really gotten beside themselves.
When I saw this, it makes me think of what Biden said a few years ago. And that is, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah. That is nothing more than paternalistic racism.
Absolutely.
All right? You do what I say. You do what I think. And if you don't do it, I will castigate you as what you are, my slave.
But oh, wow. But think about this, Doc. when I'm amazed when I watch all of these people who are willing to put it all on the line to support something as blatant as illegal immigration. Like, who are these whites? Let's be clear. Come on.
Well,
come on, Doc, come on.
Even
Who are these
even
whites?
if you didn't like them, I mean,
Yeah.
ICE is a organization for the federal government.
Right.
They are peacekeepers. They are police.
Right.
All right. So therefore, you have to respect them. You may not like them. All right. If you have a grief with them, we have a court system. And you're lucky again that guy did not pull out his pistol and whip you with it, because now you're infringing on his job.
It's just amazing to me.
And they have become these groups. They're cowards.
Yeah, they're cowards.
And they are spoiled because the country has allowed them to get away with this type of thing. I remember once in Chicago, I got stopped by a policeman, and the police said, "You driving like you from Mississippi? Are you from Mississippi?" I said, "No." "Are you?" And before I could say, "Are you?" I was on top of the car. You see, in handcuffs.
Right. Phil, put that back up. But again, these people have jumped. They're so emboldened, man. It's like, don't let trash talk talk. I hear you, James. Okay, I hear what you're saying, man. But this group of people, and they're not activists. These are actorvists.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, they're being paid.
They're being paid.
They're being paid. I mean, some of them get $80, $100, $110,000 a year.
Okay.
Going from place to place.
Now watch this conversation with a mayor out of California.
What if we, as Republicans, would have went to the border and protested? Instead, we just let everybody come in.
You know why? It's because we don't have a George Soros that's funding these operations. These people are being paid between $80,000 and $120,000 a year to be paid protesters. When you're a paid protester and you're a kind of a wingnut, those two things go hand in hand. And yes, you'll fly to other cities and stay there and put your body at risk of fighting the federal government. There's an anarchy happening that I worry about people. I know people are compassionate, and I get that. I want to be compassionate towards people too. But if you start throwing out the laws of the federal government and saying, well, I'll follow this law, but I won't follow that law. I'll be an anarchist here, but I won't be an anarchist there. I'll fight against anarchy in some other way. Then you're just inviting the destruction of the country as a whole, because without the...
Thank you so much, Phil. Thank you. You think about this. Me and my friend Holly Holloman, rest in peace, Rosie. Me and my friend Holly Holloman, people called us conspiracy theorists. And I think I used to be. But I know I'm not. I know it's not conspiracy anymore. These people are being paid. A friend of mine who works for the federal government, a federal agency, sent me a picture of a lady that was in Minnesota, but she was also in New York at a No Kings rally. And I said to myself, what the hell she work? And then he sent me it's like they got 5 pictures of this lady. It's like a group of 6 of them that just travel the country. And I'm like, so they don't have jobs? And now we know they get paid.
You know, the sad thing about it, that a lot of this was really inspired by the government itself, the Department of Justice. I mean, they had something called the peacekeepers, and they would go into areas where there's unrest to create a certain narrative and movement among the people.
Right.
They paid off ministers and so forth. Now they're paying off real people and actors to do these types of things. That tells you that the American democracy that we knew and the American society that we loved, if it's not changed quickly, it's going to fall to pieces, because we have these paid activists whose only job is to not highlight any issues, but to create chaos.
Absolutely.
All right? And anarchy. And anarchy brings down a society. And we're just minutes away from that right now.
And I'm seeing it. I've never thought I would see it this close and personal. It's amazing to me what I'm watching. But when I saw those pictures of this lady in like 5 cities, the same lady, like where she work, And then it's her job. They get on buses. They fly them across the country. And the buses meet them at these locations.
It's like the guy in Philadelphia, the fake Black Panther. I mean, we found out that he's a paid activist. All right?
Yeah, let's spend a few minutes on that. Yeah. So for those who missed it, there was a group, Black Panther Party feel, I don't know if you saw this, that came out, and the Black Panthers, the same Black Panthers, Fred Hampton, and those gentlemen started. There's a group in Philadelphia say these are the Black Panthers, and they're going to support and defend illegal immigrants.
That's right, and they're so far from the original Black Panthers that it's not even funny. I mean, first of all, he stated that we're going to put a hole in the chest of ICE agents. Black Panthers
would never say that.
All right,
right,
all right. Black Panthers supported underclass groups,
yes,
blacks, and they work with other organizations.
Yes, they did.
They had meals, they had breakfast programs, educational programs. This, before this ICE thing, no one ever heard of this guy. Right. In fact, about it, a few weeks earlier, they caught him in another city, acting like a Crip or a Blood.
Yes.
All right.
Again, right.
And he was not.
Activist.
That's right. He was there just to create emotional stress for the Black community to get involved. And if African Americans got involved in that, guess what? When they start shooting, it's going to be them.
It's amazing. So we really like the show Lil Illy and Omar put on the other day, Total Stage. You're absolutely right. Real quick, I really want to, so much to get to. We only have an hour. Again, as I mentioned last week, we're working on extending the show. Hopefully soon. Phil got to squeeze us in. We got all these other shows, and I'm on the low on the list. I'm way low on the list. There we go, ringing the damn money bell. Ring that bell again. Okay. I really want to get to some. Got about 15, 20 emails this week asking me about the Epstein and the millions of files released. And it's a lot of stuff. I went down a rabbit hole the other night, and shout out to all the people who I've been able to talk to this about, who also ended up, shout out to Osiris and many of my friends, Martinez and all these guys who, we all kind of went down a rabbit hole. Doc, this is the most salacious, I've never seen anything like this. And what stuck out the most to me was the guy that was the loudest voice during COVID, Bill Gates, okay, who was not a doctor. And I had no idea why they were putting him in the mix with this, but we understand more now, okay? And I read an email of Bill Gates talking to Epstein about him giving his wife possibly an STD, okay? This is what this email is saying. And I'm scratching my head like, damn, Bill Gates worth hundreds of billions of dollars. When I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, hell no, right? And this is on the Justice Department released this. This is part of the release from the Department of Justice, right? And I'm scratching my head, and like, Bill Gates has no credibility ever again. We don't ever have to see him again because any credibility he might have had, just on some a man, right? You go raw in a prostitute? Who are these goofballs? Nobody should hear from him on any level, on any conversation. And then I saw his wife do an interview. Watch
Emails
this.
in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing. His representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of that alleged behavior, but I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. That's the truth, right? And it's kind of like, at least for me, I've been able to move on in life.
Stop it, Phil.
Yeah. People
Go ahead, Doc.
People don't know the real Bill Gates. I mean, this Bill Gates is the same person who talked about finding ways to depopulate various parts of the world for his own financial benefit. This is the same Bill Gates who finances bio and germ warfare laboratories in the Ukraine and in various parts of Africa and throughout Europe. This is the same Bill Gates who was involved in COVID and other types of activities that gave and caused American citizens to go through hell for 3.5 years. Bill Gates, he looks pretty. People get fascinated by his looks and by his money. But when you shave all that off, he's a terrible man.
You know, and to look at this man's wife, and you could see it in her face. She's devastated. And to read her own writings, I read something and she was saying that she gave him an ultimatum one time. You're going to end this relationship with this guy or I'm out of here. And he chose to continue the relationship with this pervert. Bill Gates is Margaret Sanger of the New Age.
Absolutely.
Okay, and you know who Margaret Sanger was. She was a devout eugenicist who started Planned Parenthood, whose whole focus was killing black babies.
Absolutely.
And then it became killing poor babies. So it was black and poor babies. And this guy was on the same level in this conversation.
He is even worse.
I agree.
Because with all the MGOs that he has in Asia, in South and Central America, in Africa, that is actually killing children. All right? Forget about people who are 30, 40, and 50, but children.
So should there be a mass call to divest in anything this guy is touching?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to hear that. Okay. See, I didn't want to spend time on the whole Epstein conversation because my position is if ain't nobody going to jail, it's a non-story to me. Because some of the things I've read that the DOJ have, somebody got to go to jail. Okay. If it was one of us, Doc, I can go to jail on allegation right now.
We live in two Americas.
Yeah.
All right. One is of the top 1 percentile. Regardless if they're Democrats or Republicans, they are the political elite, the political establishment. And they get away literally with murder. They do what they want. And they influence the 99% of the people that things are equal and fair. And that's the argument that we make. But it isn't. Until we begin to get those people, all right, at the top, nothing is going to change. We need to call them out. We need to divest from their products. We need to call them on the street who they are, keep them out of our community, and make them obsolete and polarize them wherever they go.
You know, especially with this conversation about Mr. Gates, I'm like, come on, dude, for real? Let me say something, Doc. You know, for those of us who've been married or in relationships, men's men, Bill, right?
Yeah, no sissy men.
Who has raw sex with a prostitute?
Only a fool.
Huh?
Only
Phil? And who with $100 billion has raw sex for $400 with a prostitute?
Right. She said she loved me.
Huh?
She said she loved me.
You know, it's just these are goofballs, right?
Yeah.
And shame, we should divest in anything he's doing. We should not attach ourselves. He should have no more credibility in front of the American people.
He must have been with a $2 whore because even prostitutes ask, do you got something? You going to cover it up?
No, wait, Doc, listen to me, right?
Let's talk for real.
You go, look, let me tell you something. I believe strongly you get what you pay for, right?
Yeah.
And when you go to these brothels in Vegas, they have a doctor on standby. These girls get tested like a lot, okay? I just happen to know a couple of hoes back in the day, okay? Okay, full disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
But they're charging $5,000.
Right.
So it's important to them to be clean, okay? They're charging $5,000. $300?
Yeah.
Right? And when I read that, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Let me just say something. I remember a story. This is the Don Miller Show. The motto of this show is what, Phil?
Listen, laugh, and learn.
Listen, laugh, and learn. So I remember for this, guy told me a story. Old man told me a story many years ago. Guy goes to a whorehouse. I call it a whorehouse. And knocks on the door. Guy, homeless guy. And lady comes to the door. She said, what do you want? He was like, I want to have sex with one of your women in the place. She was like, dude, you need to get out of here. She said, how much money you got? He said, well, all I got is $20. She said, $20? She said, yeah, $20. She was like, man, ain't nothing here for $20. Then she realized there's a girl in the back that was also the janitor girl at the place, but they just gave her a room. She said, yo, $20? She's like, yeah, $20. She's like, all right, I think I got something for you. Go all the way down to the end of the hall, turn left, and knock on the last door. Okay, great. Go in, go to the end of the hall, turn left, knock on the last door. Girl open the door and go in, he do his business. 3 days later, Phil, he come back, he knocking on the door. She go to the door. She's like, what the hell you want this time? He's like, I came here the other day, and now I got crabs. She say, what the hell you expect, Negro? For $10, lobster? You know what I mean, Phil?
You get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much, everybody, man. Listen, hey, I love you guys so much. Thursday nights, the Don Miller Show. Go follow Dr. White. He's going to be back on the show a bunch more times before the election, and we want you to keep going, Doc.
Thank you.
Please follow him, guys, on social media.
Donate.
Donate if you can. Any little bit helps, right, Doc?
Absolutely.
Doc said he ain't turning none down but his collar. I'm telling you, people got to give, man. You got to give,
Absolutely.
man. This is all about campaigning. Is about raising money. Speaking of that, we just got through talking about a trick off, right? Guy going there for $10, getting crabs, but what did he expect was, no, you ain't getting nothing but crabs for 10, and you might not get good crabs. There's this homosexual artist, right? I call it, maybe he's allegedly homeless. I didn't say allegedly. I got sued by a pastor who I called gay years ago, and he died gay. Anyway, who are these people? You can tell they're giving these dudes scripts, just like we saw Shabuzi say something real stupid. The other day, gospel artist Kurt Franklin, there was a microphone put in his face. Might have been at the same place. And these people, man, these black people, I'm so ashamed of some of them, Doc. So they stick a microphone in Kurt Franklin's face, and I want y'all to hear what he said.
Your beliefs on, like, what the church should be doing in regards to this climate?
I think that we should be intentional about being very vocal about that. First of all, Jesus' mom and daddy were immigrants. So
okay, stop it right there.
Stupid is, stupid does.
Doc. Gay. Listen to me, Doc. He said Jesus' mama and daddy, Joseph and Mary, were immigrants. Doc, there's no truth to that. He don't know his word.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus' parents were fugitives. Yes. All right, into Egypt.
Yes.
For a short time.
Yes.
They were never immigrants.
They were citizens
of the Roman Empire.
Absolutely.
You see?
How does he not know this?
Because that goes to the church now.
Yeah.
Because the churches are not teaching anything. They just get people like that to make them jump up and
Feel
get
good.
excited.
Emotion.
All right?
Yeah.
And to preach a lie and to tell a lie. He should be ashamed of himself.
But he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And when you don't know, I'm just of the mindset, if you don't know, then just don't say anything.
Yeah. But when you have a church, and churches are, allowing this type of lifestyle and this type of way, well, the truth is not going to be told. You see? They're all following the big boy, J.D. Jakes.
you know, it's amazing because you're right, Doc. You know, Sunday's the Super Bowl. I want to make this point. Sunday's the Super Bowl, and I'm not going to watch it because, well, if I watch it, I'm not going to watch the halftime show, Phil. You see who they got on halftime show, right, Phil?
Mm-hmm. Who is that?
Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, who allegedly has said he's going to perform an address.
Oh, jeez.
And we get the narrative. We get the push. But I was talking to a guy the other day, and sitting at the table with a couple of guys, and they're talking about their TVs and how, you know, I got a 100-inch, I got a 120-inch, I got a 90-inch. And we started talking about the Bad Bunny conversation. And it hit me, Doc. Never argue with someone whose TV is bigger than their bookshelf.
That's deep.
You hear me?
I hear you.
I'm sitting there and they're talking about the size of their TVs, and they're attaching themselves to a conversation that is totally to their detriment. Mm-hmm. And then it hit me. Never argue with someone whose TV is bigger than their bookshelf. Thank you so much, Doc. We appreciate you. We love you, my brother.
Thank you.
Man, I love you so much,
You're
brother,
a true
man.
freedom fighter.
Oh, man, I got to keep pushing, man. It's a lot of work, but somebody got to do it, and I'm not giving up. I've been running, and I can't tarry. Been running up the King's Highway. Yeah. Listen, everybody, Thursday night, 8 p.m., The Don Miller Show. Follow me, subscribe, and like. Head over to all the social media platforms. But do me a favor. Head over to the Don Miller Show, of course.com, where you can go to the merchandise store. Shout out to Amber Cuccia at Amber Cuccia Design. She is the new executive producer of the Don Miller Show. Shout out to Phil, the podcast doctor, and to all of our friends who listen and follow. We love you. We love you. We love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
He's turning wrongs to right. Every Thursday at 8, his voice takes the stage. The man's got soul like a